Welcome back. We've got a beautiful evening out here, mid-July. Blueberries are just starting to come on. We're out there picking a couple hallocks, and they were very tasty. Got the grandson down there. Looks like he's stuck again in his little power wheel. But our little project's going to be in the garage. I'm going to be working with my son Justin. He's got a little project for me. It's installing a, is it a Wi-Fi antenna?
It's a antenna for a mobile, or for a router, dual modem router.
So, who makes that thing?
This one is made by, I believe it's Parsec, and I think the model name is the Husky 7-in-1.
Okay, why don't you pick it up and show me what it looks like. And this is for, basically it's for an RV. So we're going to be installing it on the top of his fifth wheel.
So yeah, so this mounts, goes through the roof, mounts to the router, and essentially the router has a SIM card in it that has a data plan, just a Verizon data plan, and this basically enables it to get much better signal than like your phone would, because it's a big old antenna on the roof.
Okay, so we're going to be mounting this, like I was saying, to this aluminum plate. They call it a grounding plate. So it comes with this washer and this oversized nut. So we're going to drill an 1.5-inch hole in this and mount that. Is it a receiver, antenna, whatever that thing is?
An antenna.
Antenna to this plate. And then we're going to drill anchor holes around the perimeter and be screwing that down to the, or through the roof on the fifth wheel. And then he'll be routing that loom of wires to wherever it needs to go inside. So mounting this part's pretty simple, straightforward. Mounting it on the roof is going to be another story. We just hope we don't hit anything that we don't want to hit, and we'll go from there. So we got the plate mounted to the back side of the antenna. And if you were wondering what I was wiping, I just use IPA, isopropyl alcohol, to clean the back side of this aluminum, so the double sticky tape would stick good. Now I'm going to drill perimeter holes, probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 holes around the perimeter. We'll use stainless steel screws. The only ones I got are some these guys here. Probably go with, that should be a good one, 1.5-inch wood screw. And I'm assuming that roof is plywood underneath that rubber membrane. We'll find out when we drill it. And we'll see what happens when we drill a, what is this guy? This is a 3-inch hole into the roof to get around that nut, and then bed it all in Dicor. Run a bead of Dicor around the perimeter, and probably use the silicone to seal the screws on the back side of the aluminum, and see how that goes. So we're done drilling all our holes. Just did a 3/16 hole and 8 spots around it, 1 inch from the edge. Countersunk it just a little bit for the screw to lay a little flusher. We'll run a bead of caulking from the antenna to the base, and then obviously we're going to bed this plate to the roof with Dicor. Run a perimeter of Dicor, butter all those screw heads. Not sure what I'm going to use on the plastic to the aluminum. I think I'll probably end up using the Dicor also. So we'll see how that goes. Didn't know it when he bought it, but this trailer does not have a ladder on it. So we just got a 20-foot extension ladder that we got leaned up on the back side here. And we'll take a look on the roof, see what looks clear, then we'll go inside and see what's possibly in the way on the inside and try to find a spot to drill a 3-inch hole through that roof. I think we can come up with a plan as far as where to route this thing. He's got this upper cabinet on the back wall of his fifth wheel. He needs power to get to his router, which is that device right there. So our plan is he's got 110 right there. We might chase that up inside the wall or just run an exterior wire mold down the face of the wall to get it plugged into there. Get that punched up through the cabinet and get the router in there. And then up here, we're going to go ahead and punch an 1.5-inch hole on the inside ceiling here, sort of feel around, see if we got a clear shot for being able to punch a hole all the way up through the roof. And then that'll be the center point for the hole saw coming down for the antenna. So we'll give that a shot and see what we find up there. And of course we hit framing. That's not good. I'm just wondering if that framing runs full length here. Let's try another one over here. Just holes. Yep. Got more framing there. I think that's the roof. Can you? Well, it only took us 2 holes, and I probably could have done it with the first hole. I hit a stud, and I figured, well, maybe I move over and miss the stud. Well, I moved over here, and I hit the stud anyways, but it was a pretty small stud, maybe 3/4-inch board. And then there's a void. There's a roofing membrane there for some reason, but there's a air space, probably 3 inches, and then you can feel the roof above that. So I'm going to punch a pilot hole all the way up, come out through the ceiling, hopefully not hit anything, and then we'll mount that antenna. Take a look up here and see where it came through. Yeah, I think that'll be enough. That is, we only need 8 inches, and we got 10.5. Punch a 3-inch hole and anchor that puppy down after we clean it up. Okay, so we'll see what happens here and what's below here. Insulation. That membrane I was feeling. Okay, I think we have enough of a hole there to get all the way through. So that membrane I'm cut all the way through to where we can get that loom of wires through there.
Okay. Clean it off.
Clean it up. Okay, I think that does it. Punched our hole, pre-caulked that aluminum plate down. I ended up using different screws. I had some self-tapping, self-sealing, use them on sheet metal siding, 1/4-inch head, galvanized screws that I ended up using, self-tappers. So they worked really well. But got the die core all the way around it, under it, little donuts of caulking underneath each screw before the plate went down, then obviously caulking the heads of the screws. And that was 1 tube of die core, so used every drop of it. So we'll go downstairs and see what we got on the inside. But they also talked about needing DC power, and there's a backup light just right on the face over there that I'm going to pull off to see if we can just drill a hole through that and pigtail into that thing and get DC power into the cabinet there. So for now, that's about it on the roof. Well, we are still on the RV here. We've got obviously the antenna all sealed up. As an option, they said you could power it up by 12-volt direct current, and we were looking on the back of the trailer here, and it had one of these backup cameras. So I figured, well, let's just unscrew it and see what we got. And it is 12 volt, it's powered by 12 volts. So we're just gonna cut the wires here and tap in the supplied 12 volt power line. It's got an inline fuse in it, a couple bare wires down there. I'm gonna strip off and just wire nut into these green and white 12 volt power wires, and also reconnect the wires for the backup camera. So it should be pretty straightforward.